Hey guys, so this is gonna be like one of my first videos of actually talking to you guys in this STI. I hit 1,000 miles literally as I was pulling into the dealership's parking lot, and I used a Rotella T6 5W-40 oil instead of just the normal synthetic oil that they use there. I used a Rotella because up here it's really hot and they say that it's better for the heat temperatures and everything like that, and it's just a better quality oil. So I went ahead and used that, and I've only driven the car 8 miles since 1,000, so I haven't really had much experience with it, and I haven't really noticed a difference, but it is very good oil. So it's getting a little hot in here, so I'll just back out because I don't want to make it too windy by rolling down the windows, but I may have to crack them a little bit just because it's just too hot. But oh, it actually got sunnier. So this video, my goal is to pretty much just go over what I think of the car, my first impressions, and my review of it as of now. And I haven't owned the car for very long. It's only been about 2 weeks, but I'll go over like my first review, and I'll probably make a few reviews of it. The first one will just be like right after break, and the second review will be more of like a long-term review, like after 6 months or something like that. So I'll go ahead and start off by saying, most of you probably know, but I used to formerly own a NISMO 350Z. It's 2008, and it was a great car. I actually only had it for like a year and 2 months. I love that car. It was like my dream car. But the reason why I had to sell it is because my business was growing at a larger rate than I had anticipated, which is good, but it also means like when I go down and do events to sell a product, I couldn't take my car because I simply just couldn't fit any of my materials and products into my car, because in the trunk of the Z's, if you're familiar with them, they have a rear strut bar in the back, which takes up a lot of the space of the already small trunk because of the coupe design and the fact it's only a 2-seater. So space was becoming an issue, and that was pretty much the main reason why I sold it. But the STIs, I had actually looked at STIs before I got my NISMO, but I decided just because I'm a huge Z fan that I just had to have a Z. So that's what I had, but I worked hard and was able to save up, so I was able to buy myself this 2013 STI Sedan Limited, and I had to wait like 7.5 months to actually get the car. But see if I can roll up the windows without it getting too hot. But it was well worth the wait, guys, because like they say, good things in life come when you wait. And the wait was hard, the wait was pretty brutal, but looking back, it seems like just yesterday when I was starting this whole endeavor with looking for STIs. So I won't get in too much into that, but if you guys have any questions, I'd be happy to make more videos about that subject. So when this car originally came in, I was really used to my NISMO's like naturally aspirated V6 motor and the gearing and just the whole overall feel of the car. But I've been around Subarus pretty often. 2 of my friends own them. One of them now owns a 2007 STI, and he used to formerly own a 2009 WRX hatch. So I have lots of experience in the hatch, which is more similar to this car, interior-wise and everything. And I liked them. But then one of my other friends, he ended up picking up a 2011 WRX sedan, which I wasn't in as much, but I was still in it enough, and I just absolutely love that car. And I think that just being around Subaru so much was the pushing point to me getting this car over the Evo, which I was very close to getting the Evo just because of how brutal the wait was for this car. And the wait was so long because I missed the 2012 ordering date, just so you guys know. And the wait time was everything included, like me looking at the cars and trying to find one to buy. But anyway, so I was really used to the Z and how it felt. So when I got into this car, I was expecting it, but it was a lot different of a feel, and but I loved it. I mean, I instantly loved the car. I had to go easy on it because it came with only 16 miles on it, and it would have had even less, except the dealership's storage facility was 7 miles away from their location, so the car had to be transported. But unfortunately, the dealership, my foot's not even on the clutch. It slipped off. I'll probably get honked at. But yeah. So I lost my train of thought. Where was I? Yeah, so at port, they ran out of short throw shifter kits, and so they started sending cars without the short throw shifter, which unfortunately happened to mine, but luckily I'm getting that issue rectified next week. I'm going to be getting that installed along with my red light illumination kit, which is like red lights down in the footwell while you're driving at night, which is pretty cool. But, maybe I should roll up the windows a little more. But, yeah, so I didn't have as short of gears, but I should have them pretty soon. But the whole overall feel of the car is so much different. Like the 4-seater, the leather seats, my sitting position, the ride, because it needs to find a lot of stiffer suspension, and just everything from like the quality of this navigation versus my Kenwood 9180 and my NISMO, to the Bluetooth sound quality, to everything. But it's interesting because one interesting feature about this car is it doesn't have a sunglasses holder, and I'm sure there's a reason for that, but I've just been putting them right here. But the storage has been a lot nicer, and honestly I've been loving this car and haven't looked back one time. It's just this car, it draws you in, because I had to break it in like I said, so I was taking it real easy. I barely went above 4,000 RPMs a few times on occasion, but that was only because I just couldn't resist. But I mean, this engine, like the turbocharger and everything, like I just think it's just such a different feel going from my NISMO, and it's a different change, but I actually like it a lot. I'm actually starting to like it more just because of the power and just the overall feel. But I will say that I did love the feel of my NISMO, and while it wasn't the fastest car, it did have a great feel to it, like handling wise, and suspension, and just the overall growl of the engine when you would get on it. That car had great sound, but this car just has more to offer, and overall I love this car more. At first the looks I didn't like as much, but now I'm actually starting to fall for this car more. But yeah, I keep kind of getting off topic, so I wouldn't really call this a review, just more of just talking about my car. Like I said, I've been breaking it in easily, and today the farthest I've only gone up to is 5,000 RPMs, just because I don't believe in just the second you hit 1,000 just taking it up to the red line, because that just doesn't really make sense to me. I believe that you should ease the car in to the higher RPMs, which I'm going to be doing, and but yeah, I have plans to do stage 2 for this car and above, but I just can't wait for it. The one thing I am waiting for is the Cobb access port and the 2013 maps to be released, because I'm dying to get this car off the stock tune, so I can kind of feel it's a little bit choppier, and I've heard that the access port will smoothen that out. But like I said, the handling of this car, the all-wheel drive is just insane. Like right there, I kind of had to pull a quick maneuver just because I don't really like having to slam on the brakes, so I just kind of took a different way out. So but yeah, the all-wheel drive makes driving a lot different, going from a rear-wheel drive car in a family that has only driven rear-wheel drive cars. I like the all-wheel drive feel, I do, but and it's not in this car specifically. I can put it to more of a 20-80 ratio, so that's also handy if I kind of want that rear-wheel drive feel. But this car revs up a lot quicker than the NISMO did. And one thing about the NISMO was that the power felt more consistent all the way throughout, obviously because of its build, but the power from my 2,000 RPMs up, yes, it had a torque band, but it felt more of like consistent raw power, whereas with this car, once I get past 3,000 RPMs, it kind of throws you back in your seat. It just starts pulling harder and harder all the way up to a red line, and I can say that because I've driven in other STIs, so I can and I've also test driven, so I can speak to that. But yeah, so I'm covering a lot in this video. I'm just jumping around. But one thing I was just thinking about is my braking procedure. I had some questions wondering about that, so I'll go ahead and cover that now while I'm thinking about it. The way I broke the car in is, unfortunately, I did a lot of highway driving. Like I went to San Diego and back, which put about 500 miles onto the car. But the key is to vary the speeds. When I was on the highway, I'd vary from like 60 to 80 on average, and I would just try not to keep it at the same speed. And in the city, I try to downshift a lot to the lights to vary the RPMs. I also try to not cruise at one set speed. I try to move around the speeds, which is, I think, the key. But also, accelerating quickly, I haven't ever floored it, but I have given it a considerable amount of gas up to the 4,000 mark, just because like I couldn't resist. The dealership actually told me that I should go ahead and just like floor the car to like redline like once a day, just to kind of seal the metal in the engine. But after discussing with some people on NASIOC, we decided that wasn't really a good idea, so I didn't end up going that route. But like I said, the whole break-in is really controversial. It just kind of comes down to if you can hold out and do it, because for me, I'd rather just follow the manual and just do what it says, even though it may not be necessary. But my gas mileage in this car is going up. It started off at like 6 from the dealership, but then it went up to around 14, and I've been able to get up to 19.8 is the highest I've seen my gas mileage go up. I mean, I used to cruise with it on my dash a lot, but now I don't really do that just because I don't really bother to see it, and I'd probably rather not. But I do know it's around like 19.5 average, and for a freshly broken engine, that's pretty good. And that guy just got really close to the back of that car. But the first thing I'd say I noticed about this car, interior set aside, man, I'm just really jumping around, but the first thing I really noticed was the handling and the steering. My NISMO had a lot stiffer steering, which I kind of liked, and this car had a lot more squirrely steering. Like, it was really accurate, but like I would like barely turn it. It would like, it just puts you right where you point it, which is good, and that's what you want. But it's just a lot different of a feel, and I got a little used to it. I think I'm pretty much used to it now, but it was just a big change. So yeah, that's about that. I mean, the car is pretty much just great. I should probably make a different review about this video, like using a separate camera. But I just pretty much just want to talk about some stuff and just go over some things about the car and like my thoughts early on, and then just do like a driving video out to this place. So I think I'm pretty much done talking. I love the car. I haven't looked back and regretted getting it one time. It was worth every dime I paid for it. And the car continues to amaze me and impress me. And I could definitely see myself in this car for a very long time. So it's getting windy. I'm going to roll down the windows. So let's go ahead and I'll stop talking. And I'll go ahead and just leave you guys to the driving and roll down the windows so that I can survive. Oops. Feels so nice out today. way over revved on that heel toe, which is another thing, is I'm still getting used to the throttle response and everything. So when I put in Sport Sharp, it makes a huge difference, the throttle response, as it's meant to. It just really opens everything up and just makes everything a lot pretty much crazier. But yeah, this is a really nice day just to get some good driving in.